want to very, very warmly welcome you all to this, our 5th annual debate. The debate this evening is going to be, this House believes UK Neds must get political and use their influence to ensure continued EU membership. All those who would be in favour of that motion, please indicate. All those against the motion.
And when you've got a big decision to take, you would aim to have all of the evidence in front of you. You would look at the costs and the benefits, the risks and the opportunities, and take a hard decision. And that's precisely what we need to do in respect of the European Union. What disturbs me about much of the debate is things being said that are simply untrue. And all of these bodies, like the OECD, the IMF, the Bank of England, the CBI, PwC, the IMF, they're not involved in a giant conspiracy put together by the Chancellor or the Prime Minister. This is their considered professional view.
The European Union is not what we originally envisaged it to be. It's quite significant that it was Juncker himself, who was the president of the Commission, who said that one of the reasons why the European idea was in danger is because the European government has become too bossy. It has become too interventionist in every sphere of people's lives, and as a result, people are starting to resent it because it has no clear democratic mandate.
57 trade agreements in the European Union. We've got to start renegotiating all of them. It's the Dunkirk spirit. We're muddled through. Dunkirk was the result of a military disaster. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, vote with that.
It is frightening, but actually we need change. Well, you can't make a difference. We're one of 28 people. Once we get involved, we've got a very small vote. The European single market invokes the idea of a fair, level playing field. It is anything but a fair, level playing field. Not with India, which is our heritage.
What I want to do now, really, please, is open the floor to you.
An NED should, in my view, be independent and do what is right for the company.
This matter is far too complex for anyone to vote on. Any MEP or Member of Parliament or anyone in Parliament trying to vote on a matter like this would require quite detailed briefing papers.
You said in your circulating note beforehand that you wanted a lively debate. I don't want a lively debate, I want an informed debate. And actually information is something that is lacking for the majority of the electorate.
Could you explain how, as a non-executive director, I could make a decision around risks which are completely unknown?
It would be a pity, I think, for the UK to lose its momentum, what it's gained over the last 5 years by choosing Brexit.
From my point of view, being Italian, of course, we can't afford to leave the EU, so we don't have a problem with that. But the way I see it as an outsider, it could trigger a mechanism by which other countries who are also great contributors will want to leave.
Referendum is about far more than just business and business interests and economics, and therefore I think that's got to be taken into account. By all means, in a personal capacity, use your influence. When it comes to business, through the official channels, singularly inappropriate.
When I consider my responsibilities as a non-executive, they are for the economic return of my business. That is not a political question, it is a question of economic analysis and fact.
I think non-executives should ever be political in any way. What you have to do as a non-executive, and I'm in the governance world as well, is to do what is right for the business.
I've lived now for 50 years in England, or in the UK, and I feel that this country is very special in recognising and attracting talent.
So my question to non-executives, is it actually possible, because all of us are human and have an opinion, to actually be truly objective?
The reality is I don't think any of us have any clue what continued EU membership means or what the EU will look like in 5 to 10 years' time.
Because I don't think that non-executive directors ought to get political. I think that they ought to give sound, balanced advice, which has not only got the benefit of advice for their own company, but also takes into account in some way the national interest, because don't forget their company is presumably operating at least in part within a national context.
So by getting political, I simply mean helping to influence political decisions, making sure that people are informed. And that doesn't mean you tell them how to vote. Any business that does that is mad. But it does mean giving them facts, because a business will not thank its leaders if in 2 years' time, or workers won't thank their business leaders if in 2 years' time, by the way, we're going to have to slim down a bit because we no longer have access to the single market, and therefore we've lost some business, and sorry we didn't tell you.
Membership. All those in favour, please indicate. All those against the motion, please indicate.
60% for, 40% against. The motion is carried.